Thank you. I think it's fair to state that Bo Schembechler is known as one of the toughest, roughest coaches in all of college football, right? Yeah. So we thought we'd find out a little more about that, just how he earned his reputation, and where best to turn than to some of your former players. Please welcome Calvin O'Neill, Dennis Franklin, and Jim Brandstatter.
Hello, stud. Yeah, I'm like that. Oh, we got that, did we get that franchise yet? Pretty close.
We are immediately deathly worried about this platform under this way. It'll be all right.
These guys are in shape. They're not overweight.
These guys are in shape indeed.
I'm not that heavy, John.
Why are you looking to your right? I don't understand.
I'm looking both ways, actually. We do have a problem with this end.
I'm getting tilted up in the air. Let's begin. Calvin, you played 74, 75, 76. Got any stories you'd like to share? I noticed he was talking about being late 2 or 3 minutes ago. Seems to me you had an experience in that regard.
One thing, knowing Bo, having played for Bo, one thing you know is you're never late for anything. Because if you're late, it's the end of the world. Complete end of the world. We had one experience back in 1975 at Wisconsin. First game of the season, myself along with a middle guard by the name of Timmy Davis. We were coming down for our pre-game meal. Seemed like me and Mr. Davis had a little problem in the elevator. It was this slightly obese lady who had a problem with her leg, and we had to take her to her room and call the ambulance and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we got to the meeting a little bit late, the dinner meeting, a little late. Everybody that's played for Bo knows it was dead silence as me and Mr. Davis walked to the room, and nobody said a word. We walked in, sat down. After that, Bo came over and said, where were you guys at? We told him the story. No, he didn't. You got it. So he said, tell it to the team. We told it to the team. Everybody died laughing. So needless to say, me and Mr. Davis ran every day after practice for the rest of the year. Okay. So he didn't buy the story.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I know. But I would like to say one thing. Over the years, it's been 11 years since I've been out of school at Michigan, and I feel very close to Bo. He's been an inspiration to me. He's given me guidance in my career, my life, and I really appreciate that, and I don't think there's any better person I've ever met.
Okay, Dennis Franklin. You were on the team, 72, 73, 74.
I hope I was, I did a little bit more than just be on the team, but that, yeah, I was there.
Star quarterback. Did some pro time. You must have some pretty good stories about Michigan, Bo Schembechler.
The thing that comes to mind, when you talk about Bo Schembechler, everybody always thinks about how powerful, how influential, what an important person he's always been in all of our lives, I think. And the one experience that I think about most was right after my junior year, and we had to be playing against Ohio State, and I was unfortunate to break my collarbone, but the game ended in a 10-10 tie, and a couple of days later, the athletic directors made a decision as to which school, Ohio State or Michigan, should go to the Rose Bowl. And as you well know, they chose Ohio State. And I've never seen Bo in two ways. The two things that affected me most. He was at a loss for words, and he literally broke down. I've never seen that. So for a young 19-year-old kid, his most influential coach to break down in front of his players was an experience I think that all of us will never forget. But that would probably be the one thing that,
Stuck with you all this time.
Yes, it has.
Bo no doubt remembers that.
Well, that that was the worst moment of my career, and the greatest injustice that I've ever seen for a college team. And because Ohio State had gone the year before, we used to have the no-repeat rule. We were both undefeated and tied. It was our turn to go. And because, really, I think because we lost Denny, and Denny, as you know, in his 3 years here, I don't know how many people, well, you might not know, he won 30 games, lost 2, and tied 1. And that year was undefeated and never played in a postseason bowl game. And that was the greatest injustice that I've ever seen in college football. And I made it known to most of the people, and I'm still resentful of those people who voted against us.
Yeah, I know you made it. No, you've always been subtle that way, Paul.
Yeah. And
hard to figure out where you stood.
They know I'm not happy with it. 15 years later.
Back in '69, the team did go to the Rose Bowl. Jim Brandstatter was there, and you played. Why was that game special, particularly special then, Jim?
Well, I think the Ohio State team came in as one of the best teams in the country, and a lot of people were saying the best team of the decade, and some were saying the best college football team ever assembled in the 100 years of collegiate football. And 1969 was the 100th year of collegiate football. And they came into Michigan Stadium as the #1 ranked team in the country, hadn't been beaten in 2 years, and I never forget, Bo in the locker room said each one of the players in the Michigan team must outplay his counterpart on Ohio State. And he went right down the line. And every one of the players in the Michigan team said, I can outplay him. We went out that afternoon and we proved it. And we beat him 24-12 in really... And I got to give Bo credit. When Bo came in 1969 to coach Michigan, he has always said, and contended to this day, that he did not take over a struggling program. When he came in, he had good players, and he just had to change the system, as it were. And by the time the Ohio State game came along, that 10th game of the season, we were ready. And I don't care. They could have put the Green Bay Packers out there that day. We weren't going to lose.
Everybody will remember what we're about to take a look at now. We don't know how well we can see it on our monitor here, but we know you can see it well at home. This man is, I guess we would call him the granddad of Michigan, the late Bob Ufer.
Okay. Under center is Wangler at the 45. He goes back. He's looking for a receiver. He throws downfield to Carter. Carter has it. Carter's there. Look at those Wolverines. 95 Wolverines going to the end zone. Carter got the pass. In the air, it's done. Ufer is going out of his mind. I have never seen anything like this in all my 40 years of covering Michigan football. Anthony Carter, the human torpedo, got the pass. Bo Schembechler is looking up and he's looking up at Fielding H. Yost in football's Valhalla. And Bo Schembechler says, thank you, Fielding Yost. Thank you, Fielding Yost, for that one. Look at the crowd. You cannot believe it. Michigan throws a 45-yard touchdown pass. Johnny Wangler to Anthony Carter will be heard until another 100 years of Michigan football is played. Right here it all happened. You're listening to it. I hope you can hear me because I've never been so happy in all my cotton picking 59 years. All I've seen, I have broadcast 347 ball games. I've never had one like this.
No bias at all. We'll be right back with more.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bo, and you know my friend Jim. This year, we once again would like to invite you to join us each week for Michigan Replay. We'll have our regular features, but we also have something new. Hold up the sign, Jim. A little higher, thank you. We'll be on at a new time, 12:30 Sunday afternoons, right here on Channel 7. We're excited about it. We hope you are, too. Jim's thrilled about our new time, and we hope you'll continue to watch us as you have in the past. And we thank you for your support.